We're going to look at a couple of mock papers now and see how the questions are done there. These are quite difficult questions, so I thought we might do them on video. The first one, you see it beside you there in front of you. It says a tablet in the shape of a cylinder with a hemisphere at each end as shown. The diameter of the cylinder and the hemispheres are 8 millimeters and the overall length of the tablet is 18 millimeters. So find the volume of the tablet in terms of pi. Okay, well, we can say that the volume of the tablet, or the tablet, is made up of a cylinder and a sphere. So the volume of the tablet is equal to the volume of a cylinder plus the volume of a sphere. And what is the volume of a cylinder? If you go to your tables book, you will see that it's pi r squared h, and the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Now we need some numbers to put in here. Okay, so we need to get the radius. We know the diameter is 8. Can you see it there? The diameter is 8. The radius is half of that, so the radius is going to be 4. So that's going to be 4, so it's the same for both. That's pi and 4 over 3. That's done. We've pi there. That's squared. So we just need the height. Now, the full thing is 18 millimeters. We have to take off this part here. How high is this? Well, if this is a hemisphere, that means the center is there, coming out here, and that's going to be a radius. We know the radius is 4. So we take off that 4 here, we take off the 4 at the other end, and we're left with 10 centimeter or 10 millimeters in the middle. And that's going to be 160 pi plus, can't do this one on my head. So 4 over 3 by pi by 4 cubed is 256 pi over 3. If I add them together, which I could have done in the first place, and I get 736 over 3 pi. And we're told to leave it in terms of pi. So that's part A. Part B. So 48 of the tablets are sold in a cylindrical container which will have a diameter of 30 millimeters. To allow them to fit the volume of the container, 75% the volume of the tablets. Find the height of the container. So we want the height of a container. And we know the question is talking about volume and the shape is a cylinder. Okay. Now, the volume of a cylinder, we know that that's pi r squared h. So we know that the volume is going to be pi times the radius. The diameter of this cylinder is 30 millimeters, so the radius is going to be 15 squared h. Okay. Now, two unknowns here. We can't have two unknowns. We can only have one to work it out. So we know we have to get the h. So let's start looking at the volume. What do we know about the volume? We know that the volume is equal to the volume of 48 tablets plus 75% of the volume of 48 tablets. That's what it means when it says the volume of the container is 75% greater than the volume of the tablets. It means it's the volume of the tablets plus 75% of the volume of the tablets. Okay, so we're going to have 48 times 736 over 3 pi plus 75 over 100 multiplied by 4 by 48 times 736 over 3 pi. And I'm just going to put that straight into the calculator, exactly as it's written. So 48, open bracket, fraction, 736 over 3, close bracket, pi, plus 75 over 100, side step, multiplied by 48, open bracket, fraction, 736 over 3, close bracket, pi, equals 20608 pi. And what is that? That's the volume of the cylinder. So that means that from here, we know that the volume is equal to pi times, what's 15 squared? 15 squared is 225. Pi times 225 times h. So, and this is our volume, so that's 20608 pi is equal to 225 pi h. I want the h on its own, so these have to go. 225 pi is multiplying by the h, so that means I have to divide by 225 pi, and what I do to one side I have to do to the other side. So I divide that by 225 pi. They're gone, and I am left with 608. And I'm left with 91.59. See, 0.59. Can you see it there? There. 0.59, but I have to round it up because it wants it to one decimal place. So 91.59, so that's 6 millimeters is our height. And then part C asks us for a label that will cover the curved surface of the cylinder. So that's the curved surface area of a cylinder. Okay, and in your tables book, that's the area of a cylinder. And your formula there is 2 pi or h. So it's 2 times pi. Our radius, now remember this cylinder here. This cylinder here, it's not this, it's the one that they're all going into. So the diameter is 30, so the radius here is going to be 15, and the height that we've just worked out is 91.6, and that's going to be, so we put that in to 2 by pi by 15 by 91.6, and it wants it to the nearest millimetre, so these are in millimetres, so this means to the nearest whole number, so that's going to be 8633 millimetre squared because it's area.